All right, hello, and welcome to this video. And you'll notice here that we are on Google Earth Street View in the Pine Barrens here. And you'll be wondering why are we in the Pine Barrens? Why am I talking about this area? Well, because we have some news to talk about regarding the Pine Barrens. Unfortunately, some crime and a big rant on News12 once again for not really talking very much about it. But before I get started and tell you what happened in the Pine Barrens today, let's take a look and see News12's crappy reporting on what happened in the Pine Barrens, shall we? So, News12 barely covered this. Body found on the side of the road in Middle Island. This happened to be right by the Pine Barrens here. I'm not going to play the story because it doesn't have any more information than what I'm going to read to you here. A body was found on the side of Whiskey Road in Middle Island Sunday morning. It was discovered around 7:30 a.m. near Creekside Drive. An autopsy will be determined, so they're not sure if it was murder or not. But very disturbing. And again, it happened in this area, right around here. I think this is Creekside Drive. Yeah, here we go. So here's Creekside Drive, and here's the Rocky Point Preserve, and the entrance to the trails is right here. So somebody was found dead here. It's a big story, man. Yeah, here's the entrance to the trails and a little parking area, I believe. And it gets, how many seconds? 21 seconds. That's all it gets because, again, it's not on the South Shore. It doesn't affect a certain demographic, and they don't care. And people are afraid to actually go to the Pine Barrens now alone, especially women, because of the crime going on, all right? And so this is the other article that was found on this. Again, Pine Barrens, right here. Police are investigating circumstances surrounding the discovery of a body at the side of a Long Island road. Happened in Middle Island, Whiskey Road, Creekside Drive, Sunday, July 11th at 7:30 a.m. So we don't know yet if it was a criminal or non-criminal in nature. But again, very disturbing. Again, this is by the Pine Barrens. And you think News12 would, you know, they don't care. They don't care. They're so busy gearing a certain demographic. And then we had this. This happened in Coram, by the way. All right, had this. I'll show you everything they missed. Oh, hit and run. Let's see, that happened in Valley Stream. Then we had this, assaulting officer. This happened in Roosevelt. This guy here obviously looks like the kind of person you'd see on the streets in New York City. All right, but again, they're too busy gearing a certain demographic to care. Look at their website. Look at what they're covering. All right, they're so busy catering to a certain demographic, all right? And they have the nerve to cover this. Oh, if this happened in the middle of the island, they wouldn't cover that at all. But because it happened on the South Shore, well, boy, it's important. Take a look where they are with Storm Thunderbolt 12. That's Wantaw Park right there. Of course, it's all about the South Shore with this station. Look at what they geared to, the pandemic. They've been talking about the pandemic constantly. You know, it's just all about the South Shore. This station gears to this demographic of white finance professionals on the South Shore. They could care less about the crime that we're going through. They could care less about the Pine Barrens. And, you know, I'm going to be pissed about it. Let's take a look and see what News12 led with tonight. Because it was disgraceful. What they led with. Breaking news, that bad accident. All right? Well, I'm glad they covered it. But, you know, if it happened in the middle of the island, they wouldn't cover it at all. And just look at these people. Look at these people. Look at who they gear to. It's so obvious who this station gears to.
The Southern State in Babylon.
Yeah, Southern State in North Babylon on the South Shore. So a very bad accident. And they covered this for a while. They did a good job covering it. But you know what? If that happened in the middle of the island on the LIE, we've had some bad accidents on the LIE. They didn't cover it because it's all about a certain demographic. You know, they only care about the South Shore, the middle of the island, the North Shore. Well, sorry, you don't count. It's just all about the South Shore. All right? Then they go into storm watch, of course. The storms aren't that bad. There's preppy Samaritan. It's so obvious who the station gears to. I know. Why am I watching? Because they're the only news station on Long Island. We're stuck with them. I can watch the city stations and hear about New York City news, but I don't want to hear about New York City news. I want to hear about what's going on Long Island. So, and then guess what the second story is? Despite all the serious crime going on, this is their second story.
Show that Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine could heighten the risk of developing a nerve condition.
This is not local news.
The Elmont senior citizen, Kevin, what can you tell us about this report?
This is not local news. Why are you talking about this? Obvious who they gear to this TV station. It's so obvious. They're gearing to these finance professionals. That's why they're always showing the stocks and everything. I mean, this is not local news. You want to talk about something that's important that's not local news? Talk about the climate crisis. See the stocks on the bottom? You see that? Do you see that? I'm sick of this stuff. I'm sick of this station. They're obsessed with the pandemic.
Whether or not you'll need a COVID vaccine booster. News 12.
They don't want this pandemic to end. And guess where they are? In West Islip and Bayshore on the South Shore. South Shore. They're showing their thriving towns, nice and clean, living it up. West Islip, there you go. You know, it's just gearing a certain demographic. No, this is not local news. What about the crime going on? They don't care about that. They don't care about the crime going on. They don't care about the crime in the Pine Barrens or anything like that. They don't care about anything like it's just so obvious. And
the shutdowns.
Shutting down the Jones Beach vaccination site. It's just this station is just a disgrace. This new normal.
We spoke to the joint.
It's all about a certain demographic with this damn station. Look at the people they gear to, man. All suits, white collar people. They don't give a crap about blue collar people. They don't give a crap about the Pine Barrens closing the digital, and then their fake interest for minorities. Give me a break. Such a fake interest. Everything is fake with this TV station. But we're stuck with them. We don't have a choice on Long Island. So there you see, they didn't cover this on either, folks. They didn't cover this either. Long Island couple dumped. This is horrible. 30 rabbits in the Calverton woods. This is heartbreaking. I love bunnies, man. This happened in the Pine Barrens. All right, so Kathy Willie, age 59, and William Melton, age 52 of Ridge, were arrested and charged with animal abandonment. So a Long Island couple were arrested for dumping 30 rabbits in a wooded area in Calverton. Horrible. I don't know if they found, they did, let's see, we would like to thank the rabbit rescue groups for their intensive search. Several rabbits were found deceased. Oh, God. And live rabbits were presently being cared for by the rescue groups. This is tragic, guys. But News 12 doesn't care because, again, it doesn't gear to a certain demographic. I love bunnies, man. It's horrible, man. So, it's just, it's all about this certain demographic with this News 12. It's all about it. And they're trying to say News 12 Long Island. No, you do not serve Long Island. You serve a certain spoiled, preppy little white demographic, finance professionals living it up in their enclaves, having the time of their lives. They don't have to deal with the crime. They don't have to deal with the problems, so they don't care. And they're thumbing their nose at us constantly. And it's hard not to rant about it because I have to, every once in a while, like I said, rant about it. Because this is not right. You're supposed to serve all of us, News 12. All of us. There's a lot more to Long Island than just the South Shore. But apparently they don't seem to think so because it's all about these people on the South Shore. It's all about them. It's all about them. It's all about Wall Street. It's all about the national news. It's all about politics. It's all about the pandemic. They don't care about the crime. They don't care about the environment. No, they don't care about that. And what's really amazing is that News 12 even bothered to cover the drag racing story at EPCAL. But this is the story here, and you can see Pine Barrens. All right, this is in the Pine Barrens. I'm glad they covered this. The only reason they covered it is because a certain demographic likes drag racing. But I'm glad they did cover it. All right, there needs to make sure that there is a proper environmental review. Where is the DEC in this? Why hasn't the DEC stepped in and the Pine Barrens Commission stepped in? I contacted the Pine Barrens Commission. I contacted them. So, yes, we will play this story because this is a perfect example of exactly, and let's not forget that the Calverton National Cemetery is right across the way, all right? But it doesn't matter because the drag racing, apparently a certain demographic likes drag racing. So therefore, screw the Pine Barrens and let's have it anyway. It's pretty much the mentality. So let's listen to this story. I will credit, I pick on News 12, but at the same time, I'm going to give them credit for doing a good job on this story.
Battle to bring back drag racing in Suffolk. They have effectively thrown the residents nearby. They've thrown them under the bus.
George Gudmundson lives in a housing development across the street from the former Grumman property in Calverton. He and his neighbors aren't happy that the Riverhead Town Board approved 10 days of drag racing events to be held on 2 runways on the property.
The town board should be concerned with us, who stand to be blasted out of their very backyards by ear-splitting noise from the drag racing.
Environmental.
What about the animals? What about the ear-splitting noise all the animals that live in the woods are going to have to deal with?
Groups tried to stop the events, arguing the site is simply inappropriate for something like car racing.
You're sitting on top of an aquifer. What happens if there's an
Exactly.
accident? If there's a fire, what do they
Exactly.
put on to stop it? I mean, a lot of stuff is going to happen, and you can't predict all of it.
It's a long time coming.
But John Casallo,
Of
founder of
course.
the group Long Island Needs a Drag Strip, says protections have been put in place so
Right.
the environment won't be harmed. He says Calverton is the perfect spot for racing and hopes these upcoming events will eventually lead to a permanent track here.
The economic impact study that we had done.
Economic impact. It's all about making money. That's what it's all about. It's not about the environment. It's all about money to these people.
$17 million a year in revenue to the businesses outside of the racetrack. That's not counting people coming into the racetrack.
A coalition of groups has reached out to the state DEC, asking the agency to take a close look at town's racing events.
I don't think they can stop it. I think it's collateral damage, and God forbid that something really nasty happens out there. That's going to be the wake-up call.
Opponents were
Exactly.
successful in
Something nasty could wind up happening.
changing the original date of one of the events, which coincided with nesting season for birds.
I mean, look at this beautiful spot he's standing at. And you remember the video we did. I'm going to card it. You remember the video we did. And look at these beautiful woods here. I mean, it's so serene here. Turn this into a park already. Cut it out with the development already. Cut it the hell out. All right? Because you know that it's in the Pine Barrens and you cannot develop it. You cannot have racing there. You can yes, I know. They flew jets out of there. That was like 50 years ago. The area has been reclaimed by nature. See all the trees that are growing now on the runway, all right? And sadly, see some litter, too. Notice there's some litter. Now, how much more litter is there going to be once they start drag racing and all these people start coming? You know there's going to be litter there.
And other endangered species in the area. In Calverton, Doug Geed, News 12, Long Island.
Well, the town board approved permits for 2 separate drag racing events, one next month, another in September. Supporters say they are convinced safety procedures and efforts to protect the environment
I am not
are
convinced.
adequate. So, would you like to see drag racing return to Long Island? We asked the question.
Yes,
on our
I would
Twitter
like to
page.
see drag racing return to Long Island, but not there. It's not an
See the
appropriate
results
site.
right here. 44.4% say yes, 49.5% say no, just about 6% not.
So we know the area, it's very environmentally sensitive, all right? We know that. And, you know, again, EPCAL is over here, all right? And, you know, Riverhead Town is been a thorn in my side for so many years with their attitude toward the environment. And it's absolutely ridiculous, all right? I think that the state needs to come in. Let's cut the crap out already. New York State needs to come in because, you know, if this was New Jersey, this would have happened by now. The DEC says, look, you can't develop it here. We will purchase the land from you using eminent domain for preservation. All right? All right? And you know what I think? This is what I think. All right? This is what I think. All right? Because I'm tired of this. Oh, economic. It's all about money here. You know, sometimes there's some things that are more important than money. And that's the beauty that nature gave us. That's a hell of a lot more money, a lot more important than money. So this is what should happen. I'm drawing a green circle around everything that should be left alone. All right? All of this. All of it. Preserve all of it. All right? That's what needs to happen. Preserve it. No development. No racing. Make it a preserve. That's it. Cut the crap out already. I'm sick of this. Sick of this. So I'm going to give you the people you need to contact, and I will be writing once again because I'm fed up. All right, I'm fed up with it. So let's go to Riverhead Town. Riverhead Town. We're going to go to Riverhead Town. Town of Riverhead. And I'll show you the people you need to contact. All right? There's your contact information right there. The website, I'm putting all this stuff up here. All right? And you also need to contact is the State Pine Barrens Commission. These people. You need to contact them and ask them why the hell they're not getting involved. Like, I already contacted them. But they're not getting involved to do anything about it. So it's not acceptable. All right? It's not acceptable. And then there's the New York State DEC. The New York DEC. Region 1. Because that's the region we are in. And this is the other organization that we need to contact here is the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. This EPCAL thing has been going on for years and years and years. The town has been trying to develop it and disrupt it. They've stored cars here. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. All right? No, I don't want to live in New Jersey. I shouldn't have to live in New Jersey to have a Pine Barrens that gets respect. So that's it, and as far as News 12 goes, I'm glad they did a good job on it, but it doesn't let you off the hook for all the other stuff that you've been doing. Gearing, it's all about money. Folks, good must triumph over money, all right? Because the green of the Pine Barrens is way more valuable than money. It's way more valuable than anything. All right, look at all this beauty here. All right, it needs to be a safe place for people to hike. Let's not dump all the drug addicts and all the crackheads in the middle of the island, because when you dump them in the middle of the island, you're dumping them in the Pine Barrens. You may wonder why I have the Nassau County logo on the screen here. All right, I happen to like our logo, by the way. I like the spirit it represents. Represents the lion. And it's hard to accept what's happening. And I'm tired of these finance professionals from Wall Street controlling everything on our island, trying to drive us out, trying to destroy the Pine Barrens. And that is the key right here. All right? Yeah, I know. I can't do anything about the redlining. I can't do anything about that. But you know what? I will continue to fight you tooth and nail when it comes to your trying to ruin our Pine Barrens. All right? I'm not going to stand for it. Pine Barrens are a beautiful, beautiful place. EPCAL is absolutely beautiful. And I must continue to do everything in my power to protect these areas of the Pine Barrens, whether it be from reckless events like drag racing, whether it be from dumping criminals and hoodlums in there, whether it be from trying to get developers to come in and knock it down. I'm not going to stop fighting for the Pine Barrens ever. Because what's happening is unacceptable. And the DEC needs to step in and do something about it. And they need to do something now. Because this beauty is worth more than anything. It's worth more than anything that money can buy. So thank you for watching. Take care. And never stop fighting for the pines. I'm not going to stop fighting for the pines, but I need more of you to get involved and help us out. And help all the trees and plants and animals that live there so they can live in peace. Thank you for watching.